Good morning to everyone. We're happy to see you here at this conference, the 11th International Conference of the INSS. I'm Udi Dekel, the director, and today we are starting with the discussions. Yesterday we had the opening evening. It was very interesting with the Chief of Staff and the American envoy to the Middle East, Jason Greenblatt, and a group of people who were very knowledgeable and experienced, who gave us advice, not us at the INSS, but to Israel and the President and the Prime Minister. And if I were to sum up the first day, I would say that Israel's strategic situation is good, perhaps the best in its 70 years, but its security margins are narrow and it must prepare for future challenges. You know that we have to take advantage of the current strategic advantages of the State of Israel to turn them into opportunities in order to bring the State of Israel from 70 to 100 in a situation at least as good as it is now. We have a number of regional changes and in Israel's strategic environment internally as well. We'll talk about both of these issues, and during the conference we will discuss these issues and what impacts Israel's strategic positioning and what we think Israel should do in order to lead it from the year 70 to the year 100. And I'd like to remind you that this conference is one that does a strategic assessment, and we're doing it this year as we mark the 70th anniversary of Israel's independence. And in this conference, we are going to have a little bit different format, especially today on the first day. We will be holding discussion in panels. As you can see, we have a table with a lot of participants in order to try to look at subjects from different directions, and then every expert in his field can mention the relevant aspects in their area. And that's how a lot of conferences are held all over the world, and we want to try it out here too. That is the main, those are the main panels we will be holding today. Tomorrow we'll be going over to the regular format. You know, you like to do what works. And we will have a panel, in addition to the panels today, we'll have a number of speakers tomorrow on the stage, party heads and the Minister of Defense, who will be interviewed by Amos Yadlin, the head of the Institute. There are a lot of people behind the scenes who are trying to make things work and succeed, and I hope indeed that will be the case. And it turns out there is a certain limitation in this place of safety and security. Today we don't have a problem of security because we don't have a high-ranking personality here, and you know that when you do, you have to be very patient. But where safety is concerned, we must take into account, and I'm noting this now at the beginning, this is a small hall. There aren't many emergency exits, so we'll be very, very careful that the rows will be filled only with the number of people we are allowed to place in this hall, and those who have bought tickets are, of course, they get first priority to be present here at this conference. If you noticed, when you came in through the hall and you came down into the foyer, on the right side, depending of course on which direction you're looking, on the right there was an exhibition that deals with issues that are related to the negotiations that Israel has held during its 70 years of its existence. We have a center in the INSS that deals with applied negotiations. We have something very interesting in the INSS, that most of the people who have participated themselves and led the negotiations with the Palestinians, mainly in the past 25 years, they are today senior researchers and scholars in the INSS, and they will be talking about what we think is the right thing to do on the Palestinian subject. And I hope you'll look at the at the exhibition, and I'll call on Gilad Sher. And the exhibition was prepared in cooperation with the American Embassy here in Israel. And we'll conclude with a discourse with people who we hope or are expected to be leading the state in the coming years. As I said earlier, we are looking at where Israel is being led in its current situation. Current situation is good, but it won't be good forever if we don't know how to take advantage of the situation in order to create those waves that will carry us into Israel's centenary. Thank you to everyone. I see that everybody is coming in and taking their place, so I'd like to invite Gilad Sher to present the exhibition that was prepared in cooperation with the American Embassy. I wish us all a successful day.